Welcome to the podcast, episode 4.
Welcome. You may notice a slight change in this podcast. Ordinary Things has new shoes.
Boom, New Balance, baby.
Bang.
Nice.
Everything's never the same. No, of course.
We got mic stands!
We got mic stands!
Yeah, look, watch this. Hands-free recording. Who would have known? I didn't think I'd live to see the day.
I'd never thought I would make it this far. I thought I would sooner perish than be in a position to have Michael stands.
Holding my little microphone like a chump. Just like, oh yeah, I'm recording my No, we've got the Chad mic stand.
The Chad mic stand.
Versus the Incel handheld.
Imagine, I'm just going to clown past us for a second.
Yeah.
Do you remember how fucking lame we were? Like this.
Basically, my forearm's a bit sore.
Look, I've got a little bit of, looks like an ice cream.
It's like an audio ice cream. I'm just gonna, instead of licking, spit stupid ideas into.
Industrial strength recording now. Only the best or go without. That's what I say.
I agree.
Speaking of which, LaCroix, we've also upped our sparkling water game. We're now branded, baby. That's right.
Don't know if they can see that. LaCroix is now available, at least in the UK, on... I forgot to press record on that. On Amazon Prime.
Oh no, are we still recording for the podcast proper?
Oh yeah, we
That's
are.
good.
No, we are.
I
I was recording a backup. So the backup, if God forbid this amazing podcast so far has some sort of technical issue, then it's the first 1 minute 20 of gold will be gone forever.
Dog shit.
I know.
Lost
tragic,
media.
Tragic. Tell you what though, what's great about having a mic stand is that I can continue to talk absolute rubbish and not be interrupted by cracking a LaCroix. Look at that.
Great.
Didn't barely even registered that I'd opened a
I've
LaCroix.
still got one on the go, so I'm waiting.
Oh, la-dee-da. That's not LaCroix.
This is some watermelon love. I don't like this, I've got to say. I mean, I like the water. No, I like
I bought those.
But the branding is off.
The branding's bad.
It's
The branding's
not that
bad.
good.
Yeah, but we did discuss, I believe, only last night, potentially purchasing this brand, or at least just getting our grubby little fingers all over it and, taking over, making our own flavour of water.
Ham-infused sparkling water. Novelty water. Get it while stocks last. Made with real pork resin.
Resin. Is it made with real pork bits? Well, resin from the bits.
Oh, that's not good enough. It's like those Percy Pigs. If you're not familiar, mostly American audience, there's this brand of sweets in the UK called Percy Pigs, which is only sold at Marks and Spencer's, which is like a high-end supermarket. Not quite as high-end as Whole Foods, but it's sort of posher and older. Anyway, they've got these sweets. They're shaped like pigs, and they're sort of like soft chews, but they contain like pork gelatin, don't they?
They also contain pig bits, but you can get vegan Percy Pigs for the vegans.
Vegan, yeah, if you want your sugar blast to be more ethical, I suppose.
If you want to avoid the guilt of eating meat and just trade that in for the guilt of being a fucking nerd.
Child.
Herb. Being a
Pigs.
waste man. No, there's nothing wrong with being a vegan. Being a vegan's all right,
Yeah.
It's all right
No,
for some.
think
I like meat.
I respect it.
Yeah.
You've got to respect anything where someone's exerting discipline in line with their ethics.
Good.
I think that's always respectable.
Good discipline. The discipline to not eat meat.
Tough one. Not one that I was vegetarian for over a year. It was fine.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a good run.
Yeah. Gave it a go.
You got to give it a go.
You had longer. You went on a longer veggie run, did you not?
I did a 2-year sentence.
I did a 2 stretch.
I did a 2 stretch off meats. It was terrible. No, it was all right. I mean, I think when it comes to eating shitloads of vegetables, it's just like it gets to me, right? It gets to that point where, I'm going to go vegetarian. I'm not going to eat meat. This is great, and that feels really noble. But then it gets to the point where you're a few months in, and it starts being all about meat substitutes, and it's just like, well, you're just pretending to eat meat. You should just eat meat. And I know, save the environment, save the animals. Great. But if you're just trying to get sustenance, the fake, or like the Impossible Burger, why do I need to eat something that's impossible? A dead cow in the disc form is highly possible, highly plausible. I don't need an Impossible Burger.
Disc form burger.
What's your favourite shape of meat?
My favourite shape probably the disc. The ball. The ball is also good. A fan of the meatball.
The meatball. Tell you what, underrated form of meat, loaf.
The loaf.
The meat loaf.
You don't get the loaf in the UK much. I've only ever experienced roast at an American family dinner, and it was quite special. Actually, that's a lie. I also had some in like a gas station that was like selling it like alongside, and it was just like homemade meatloaf, like $1.50, and I was like, yeah, fuck, yeah, I'll take a ride on that danger dog. Sounds good.
You know what? That's false advertising. It's like homemade. This was made in a gas station. This is gas station made meatloaf.
Well, I believe the home of this gas station may well have been attached.
By home, I mean the mobile home.
Yeah, exactly.
This is homemade meth.
Homemade, you say? The finest artisan meth. That's basically what Breaking Bad was about, was a guy who was like a bit finicky about his meth. Like, I love Breaking Bad's amazing, right? It's like one of the best comic TV shows ever, as well as being, just brilliant across the board. But
epic.
Like all the plot that's surrounding how like, oh, this blue meth is so much better, or like, oh, everyone loves this blue meth. And it's just like, they're meth addicts. They're not discriminating. They're gonna take anything with the meth label on. The idea that this like artisan meth would sell better than just regular old meth is so stupid.
It's like when we go to the supermarket and I'm being a diva and I'm just like, oh, there's no sourdough bread available. Like the tweakers of New Mexico were just going to be like, oh, is this artisan meth? Is this ethically sourced meth?
Hey, dude, where's that blue stuff you had before? You don't have any? Oh, in that case, I'm not bothered actually, mate.
I'd rather go without. Actually. I'll just go home and sweat this one out. Meth. Like, I don't know you find yourself doing meth.
Yeah.
And you just got to think to yourself, like, if I don't get this situation under control, it's all downhill from here. Because you don't do meth for a bit and then just, like, go back to your good
No one
life.
does meth for a bit.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I was just like, well, I'll just have a little bump of meth and then just go to work.
Yeah, I remember my meth holiday. My meth days.
It's like people go on those, like, you go on, like, a... youngsters social holiday or like a booze cruise. You just go on a meth cruise.
Yeah. Me and the lads, me and Spider. I'm imagining some posh guys doing some yuppies with like jumpers around their shoulders, just going like, "Oh yeah, me and Rollo went out for a meth weekend. It was really great. It was in Colombia actually. I mean, most of everyone else there does coke, but we got the all meth package.
We like to be a little bit different to like the crowd. We like to go against the grain and do meth.
I was watching this TV show on BBC called Industry, and there's a bit where like an American character just goes, just like, do our British dudes just have like a pathological drug problem? And I watched it, I was just like, no, only people who live in London.
Yeah, it's like most of them do. Some of us are actually quite sensible.
So some of us have sparkling water.
Exactly.
That's my vice.
I've got a sparkling water addiction. I would be on the street corner, doing those things.
Doing those things with sparkling water only.
2 at a time for sparkling water.
Look at this, another hands-free reload
it, rewind. Let's start the podcast again. No, I'm joking. Let's not. This is lit. Loving this.
What if we had a theme song that was like remixed with sounds of like cans being opened?
I mean, I already made a song about sparkling water.
That's right. That's where I'm getting the idea from.
That's it. Yeah, we could do it. We do a sequel. We could make the sequel, the remix, featuring ordinary things. Remix. So it's been a short hiatus since we've done the podcast. What was it, like 8 days, maybe?
Yeah, it's been longer than the last one. I think we can aim to get more out now that we've got these mics staring at me in my workplace. I'll be writing and just look around and be like, the podcast! Oh my god, I need to do it!
I think at a certain point,
It's like this. Yeah,
go on.
No, the podcast! Oh!
You know what it is? No, you could do it this way, right? You could just be casually doing a little bit of work.
Yeah.
And then what we could do is we could just have an ongoing podcast. Like when you have WhatsApp voice note back and forth with people, we could just record the podcast 20 seconds at a time on an ongoing basis.
How do you feel about the WhatsApp voice note as form of communication?
The WhatsApp voice note and the Insta voice note, I feel, are also...
Insta voice note sucks dick. I've got strong opinions on
Really?
Insta voice note because it's got a 1 minute limit. It's ridiculous. The whole point of the voice chat is the long rambling message to someone about like what you've been up to.
That's a good point.
I notice it's more of a European thing.
Yes.
My friends who are on the continent now in the EU, which we are now no longer a part of as of today.
Oh no, where am I going to get all my EU things from?
Cheese and everything else. Anyway, yeah, the Europeans, they love a good like voice note catch up, and I've always been a fan of it. It's a bit like writing someone a letter, and it's nice to receive and send letters without the effort of writing them.
I agree. I think
Yeah.
it's great. You know what? Because it's always annoyed me when people are just like, oh, the death of the phone call. Why can't we just have a phone conversation? It's just like, well, I could try and call people all the time. No one wants to speak to me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, well, I'm sure part of that is people don't want to speak to me. But the other part of that is just like, it's like nowadays, because everyone's texting constantly, people are scared of the personal conversation, especially if it's maybe someone that you've not spoken with on the phone too much before. It's just like,
I find everyone has their form of like communication that they just like aren't comfortable with. Like I've always found the voice call quite anxiety inducing. That's maybe putting it a bit far, but I just like never know where to look. I'm always like my eyes are always dying around like I don't know, I just feel a bit uncomfortable. I prefer the mobility of the phone call. You can walk around the house, you can pace around the room while you talk to someone on the phone.
Yeah. I love a good pace around a room on the phone. Just on the phone, because it's just like, I'm doing business. I'm going to walk back
I'm
and
making
forth.
deals.
I'm making deals. I'm going to go make a deal in that corner of the room. I'm going to go make a deal by the fridge. I'm going to go make a deal in the toilet without telling you while I'm having a shit.
The faster I pace, the more business I'm getting done. Kinetic business.
That's how business works.
Yeah,
it's
it does now, working from home.
It's like, when people like get their phones up to try and like get signal. If you walk back and forth, it means there's more business in the conversation.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a motor.
Exactly. It's the business motor.
It's just like, whoa, dude, are you talking to me while your feet are moving? Oh, you must really mean business.
Wow,
you just that energy just like travels across the phone wires.
They say that, I think it's Tim Cook. He gets up at like 4:30 in the morning and gets on a treadmill and then does work calls on his treadmill.
I'm in awe of that. That's amazing. That's
fucking
amazing.
Apple headphones in, doing his little stroll, just
Classic.
harassing people on the phone.
He's not got earpods in because they will fall out when
Yeah.
you're having a little jog. Or if he's getting too into it and just going, no. Tell Jeff that it's going to be more than that.
Wait, so it'll be Tim Cook. So what kind of like evil shit would he do if he's like gets too angry on his workout and he's just like, fuck it, take the headphone jack off.
Yeah.
Remove it.
Just do it.
I hate my consumers. I hate them. They scum. I hate them.
Oh, can we just jack the price up just like a little bit more? Yeah, that's good.
We're going to make the phones as expensive as the computers. That was bad
What
when
if?
I fall off.
He seems,
What if? Yeah.
He seems, you reckon he's not above bollocking someone? Do you reckon he hands out a bollocking?
Tim Cook, I reckon he does.
Yeah.
I reckon he does. I reckon he's the type of guy that's sort of like, he won't go off on you on some like Ari Gold shit of just like, what the fuck? I think Tim Cook is the type to like dish out disappointment and make you feel stupid. Of just like, what? So why did that happen? Or because, why did you think that was a good idea? Shit like that, are really belittling you, making you feel as small as an AirPod.
Smaller than as flimsy and as fragile.
Yes, as easily expendable.
What do you think of wireless headphones? Would you get some, or are you just not interested at all?
I'm a great believer in the theory of the wireless headphone causing headaches.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
I don't know if it's substantiated whatsoever. However, I feel like when I've had wireless headphones, headaches come a knocking.
You reckon it's the Bluetooth? Biting your little brain bits.
Just
Putting this little Bluetooth, like a singular little Bluetooth, just like a can opener in your brain.
Is that what the was it Digimon, the Blue Eyes White Dragon?
Yu-Gi-Oh! That's
Yu-Gi-Oh! That's what Bluetooth comes from.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
They have to hunt the Blue Eyes White Dragon and get their teeth, and that's how you get Bluetooth.
That's
Blue
Bluetooth.
teeth.
It's a weird one, that Bluetooth. It's been around since the 80s. You know?
Yeah, for the jerk off traders with their earpiece in. Now they know how to do fast business.
How did that happen, man? Like in 2008, someone walked around with a Bluetooth headset. Everyone would be like, that guy is a knob. And now we're all walking down the street with our AirPods in, talking to ourselves like we're fucking like eccentric from the 1800s. Just going like, hey, Siri, why don't you tell me this? What's the capital of Rome? Or fucking whatever. We're just talking into our little...
Agreed.
It's crazy.
It's
It's
stupid.
how amazing like how that got normalized, where before it was like a cliche making fun of someone.
You know what's funny is just generally like the normalization of like overusing tech. Because when I was a kid, I'd have got a little slap around the ear for just sitting on my phone at a family moment. But now I can't believe what I'm seeing. I go home for Christmas, it's just like, my parents are in their 50s and 60s and they're just on their phones all the time, Facebook, Instagram, and it's just like I feel like the roles have reversed so much. I'm like, get off those things, go to your room. Read a book.
I mean, I'm addicted to my phone. Sometimes, though, I go in phases, I think. Like, I have moments where I would go cold turkey,
On your phone.
Yeah, digital detox.
You know what? It's funny. It's like I commit to the digital detox in my mind, and then I just find myself. I don't know how it happened. I literally just find myself on my phone.
Actually, you dribbled a little bit there. That's gross.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
LaCroix dribbles are the best dribbles, in my opinion. Dribbles don't get much better than LaCroix.
They are sparkling.
It's
We're
such
not
great
being
news.
paid by LaCroix, just so...
Not yet.
Just genuine enthusiasts.
A genuine enthusiast for LaCroix. LaCroix is so good, and we're not even from the country where it's available.
Not really. Oh. Did we ever look at where it's produced? I'm not sure anyone's at all interested.
Is it French? I mean, the name would suggest French.
I
but
think
all
that
of the
is
branding, or is that
merely branding?
Is that just a finesse you product of the United States, distributed by LaCroix Beverages? It's funny they just give it this French name to like. I mean, I don't necessarily.
That means it's
French.
classy. Come
That makes
on,
it classy.
Oh, come on now.
And stinky. No, I'm joking. French people don't all stink.
Some do statistically. That's just the nature of it.
Hey, you're providing the statistics. You said it. You said it.
It's cold hard facts.
Oh man, stereotypes. There's something.
They're
There's
dangerous.
something to not speak about.
Yes. Well, other than other English people, of course.
Yeah, we get them.
I feel like we're getting some disrespect from the continent. I think that's fair enough. We seem to have done a bit of a fucky, but that's by the by.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, we have had a disaster. I feel like British stereotypes are just like, I don't know. It's just because when people pull them out, I just have nothing to say. They're just like, "How you got bad teeth and like tea," and I'm there with a cup of tea, and my tea, just
Drinking
like
it through the crevices, just like
just drinking it through the gaps
So-
in the bottom teeth. God,
yeah,
sad.
is what it is.
So it's
Tea
a new
is good.
year. Tea is delicious.
It is a new year. Tell me about the new year.
It's 2021. We're all very excited.
2021.
Mega 2020.
That was my favorite. Oh, my favorite moment of 2020. That probably.
Lil Pimp.
Lil Pump declaring his support for Donald Trump. That was just in a year that's full of tension. That just like broke the ice in a way of just like I can't believe this is happening.
What's more absurd than Lil Pump offering his support to Donald Trump is Donald Trump accepting Lil Pump's support with open arms.
And calling him Little Pimp. I just remember like I was really obsessed with the American election. Too much, possibly. That may have stopped me from working on occasion. I was just watching the news. I just couldn't. I was just so engaged. It was like pro wrestling. Anyway, but when Lil Pump came out, it just like broke the tension for a moment. I was like, what? This was the guy in the big T-shirt from the Kanye video.
It's just like, how?
These worlds collide. Wonderful moment. What about you? What was like just like a moment like that this year?
Big 2020 moment. I'm so bad at stuff like being put on the spot like this for stuff, but I feel like the Kanye 2020, just generally, his whole run and his Rogan appearance, I thought was very interesting.
That was an exceptional bit of YouTube.
That was
I've gotta
exciting.
say,
I mean, I watched the whole thing, and it was just like, I got to the end of it, and I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to watch that again, because none of that connected. I'll just start that shit again. No idea what he was saying.
I only watched the first. I only watched it once. I think I had a break in the middle because it was long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was just like immensely entertaining.
Kanye is a fascination of mine because
Yeah.
he has gone mad with power and creativity and just like high on huffing his own farts, but just in so many ways he was right. So what can you say to him?
I just think he is despite everything, despite not really liking the last few albums, I just think he's a genius and should just be allowed to. He gets the pass forever for me. I'll always be interested in what he puts out forever.
Can you be that genius and that successful without going crazy? Because I would just love to see a humble, normal Kanye West just being like, I make dope shit, but like I got a nice family I like, and it's chill. Like just not all the erratic, crazy shit. You ain't got the answers, sweat. Like just Kanye, just let's have a cool conversation, have a nice. How are the family? You can't even just have I don't know. I've never had a conversation with Kanye, but he's perplexing to me.
Yeah, he's a figure of fascination. We all have them. I have certain people. It's weird, isn't it? There's being a fan of someone, and then there's someone who's just like a fascination of just I just need to know everything about this person. It's not necessarily fandom or support. It's like, well, I just have it for Vladimir Putin. I'm constantly just any kind of information that comes out about him. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on?
I must know.
Tell me.
Give me the info.
I just can't everything about him. I'm just so fascinated.
It's just insane because it's like he's the closest we've got to Michael Jackson, I would say, without the Kanye stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, in terms of success, surely, right?
Success, but just like
he's iconic.
But like the thirst for wanting to know about his life, like when Michael Jackson had all of his shit going on. Obviously, it was a little bit deeper than what's going on with Kanye. But like, it's just like, what's at his house? What's he got in his? What's Michael Jackson got in his house? I want to know what Kanye has in his house. I mean, by the looks of it, nothing. But
I'd like to know what he has in his recording studio.
Nice.
Yeah, that would be intriguing. I wonder how many he has.
What food platter does Kanye order to the studio?
Now, see, this is the question I want interviewers to ask of musicians and stuff. I want to know the nitty gritty. That's why I love that. Is it GQ series where they interview people and there's just like, what's your like 10 essential daily things, like the stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, that's a really interesting insight into just somebody's life, regardless of like who they are. Really good. I think it's top content.
It's like those things I feel are more personable to getting to know somebody, because it's like all the big stuff, and as well all the stuff that's just like, it's just like, oh, tell me about your process. And it's just like, I don't want to know about your process. Like, that's boring. I want to know what hand you use to wipe your ass. I just want to know minutia. Like, I want the useless details.
That's what people always grab onto. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like, I don't know. Just like Kanye. Do you get a lot of boogers? How many boogers do you get? You get a lot of big ones.
Big ones? Small ones?
Bloody ones. Dark ones. Light ones? Gooey ones? Tell me. Can I see one? Can I hold one?
Kanye, please, don't walk away. Come back, Kanye. The interview's not over yet.
I'll let you hold a booger, but you got to give it back.
No deal.
I ate it. I ate your booger, Kanye. Now I have your powers.
Now there's a character.
Yeah, Kanye. I couldn't
just
possibly.
meet crazy with crazy.
Man, that needs to be my interview style. It's got to be some Nardwuar meets Louis Theroux meets like just asking people if they like olives.
I love that. I want to know. I think you should just make it your mission. The more rappers you interview, every single one, you just got to ask them that exact question. Like, do you like olives? And then eventually you'll have just like a compendium. You'll know who does and who doesn't.
Man, I
think
regret.
That's important. You
Absolutely.
need to find that information out for the culture.
I agree. I so regret, because I've now done 2 interviews. One of them was cancelled because the artist was cancelled, but unfortunately. And I asked my first interviewee, which interview that didn't get released, if they liked olives. I was very proud of myself. Then when I came to interviewing Abracadabra, who's quite a tough, pretty intimidating guy, it didn't feel appropriate to ask if he liked olives, frankly. But I should have.
Yeah, well, next time, you could text him. You could ask him, yo, Abra. Just wanted to. I forgot to ask you one more thing. I know the video's out and that, but like, do you like olives?
I know you've got like loads of other really more important things that you're working on at the moment, and like, like quite serious life with like a lot of things that are going on. But like, oh, this is killing me. Do you like olives?
I love it. Yeah, it's important to finish what you started.
Follow-up question: do you like the ones with cheese in?
Pimento ?
Do you know what a pimento is? I didn't.
I thought pimentos were meat for so long because they got like a sort of meaty flavour to them, but they're not, are they? What are they?
Aren't they like a sort of red pepper?
That's it.
A piece of
like
red pepper. But then I don't know about you guys at home, but if anyone's ever sucked a pimento out of an olive like I have and played with it and had a look at it, it looks fake. It looks like something's been made in a lab.
It does look very. I think like. I don't think anyone's putting those pimentos in by hand. I do wonder, actually, though, like what is the olive stuffing process? I would love to see that episode of how it's made.
Tell you what's fire. Almond stuffed olive.
How do they even get one in?
No idea.
How do they get the uniform sized almonds to go in the holes? That's the thing about the olive that's amazing. It's just like how uniform they are. They all come with this little pip hole, ready to rock, ready for manufacturers across the world to stuff them with their wares.
Well, okay. Well, we're going to reverse engineer this, right? Because we can already discern that, for an olive to get in that state, some sort of machinery is used to pull the stone out.
Yeah.
What does that machine look like? Is it some sort of giant industrial grabber that gets each individual olive and then just like pulls out the stone like a samurai pulling out someone's eye?
Or is it all olives is actually just like a really down home industry? It's just some Italian guy, right? He's just like he's just sat in his table somewhere in Tuscany, and he's just like de-pipping the olives one by one, whilst he's just stomping grapes as well, and smoking a cigarette from between it. And it's just it's just one guy, one Italian dude.
I'm recording a podcast. Fucking
love
hell.
it,
mate. I would love to go and work on an olive place.
Yeah, that'd be
an
nice.
Olive farm.
I would say an olivery.
A livery.
A livery. Yeah. No, probably an olive farm. I think it's just an olive farm. Yeah. I don't know why I picked out Italy. I don't even know.
I think a lot of
Greece. So it's from Greece, perhaps.
Probably both. It's probably there's probably olive farms all around the nation. I believe. I feel like my eyesight's getting worse because I keep looking over to like see myself on the screen. I'm like,
We have a screen, everyone. Hello, we can see ourselves too, but I tend not to focus on it.
No, I'm more just like keeping track just to make sure that like I haven't spilled beans all down myself without realizing it.
That's what it's there for. That's what mirrors are for.
Exactly.
To make sure one has not got bean juice. Oh, that's 2-day-old bean juice. Wait, I didn't eat beans 2 days ago.
Well, you know what it is? It's not it's my fear of being covered in bean juice is completely unfounded because I don't even eat beans. But it's just it's like when you have a dream and you look down and you're naked. I have a dream that I'll just look down and I'll be in a white outfit covered in beans.
Do you think you may have some childhood trauma from where someone maybe noticed bean juice on your school uniform and laughed?
Childhood trauma, or just last week when I spilled a bunch of shit down my front, as I do all the time. Or, my carpet.
This brings us on to something rather tragic that happened to us all. And, it was so bad that I feel like everyone else will share in our misfortune.
Ruined 2020.
R.I.P. Little Carpet. Shout out.
I ruined my carpet. If anyone follows either of us on social media, you'll see that there was an enormous terminal carpet stain.
In fact, we'll throw a picture of it up right now. Right there.
There it is.
There it is. It's on your screen. Movie magic.
Unless we couldn't be bothered, in which case...
It is not.
In which case, look it up.
Anyway, you tell the story of the stain. What happened? Run me through it, man.
Well, to be honest, right, I did this for you fuckers. Because you may remember, right, the fucking culprit was sat right here.
Yeah, if you go back one episode, there was a printer that used to be here.
Fuck that print. Like, delete those episodes. I can't even look at that shit anymore. There was a printer here, and it was my understanding. I was like, no, you know what I want to do? I want to improve the standard of the podcast for everybody. We're not quite at mic stand level yet. So let me just do something. Let me just do something for the people, for the good of the people. Completely selfless.
Yeah, as everything.
Like a charity. So I said, I'm going to declutter the location. I'm going to take the printer. I'm going to move it. I'm going to get it out of the way. I'm going to put the VR headset bang in the middle. And I thought, oh, you know what? Not much time to think about this. I'll just dash it on the floor. No worries. What could possibly go wrong? Just pop that down.
Sorted.
Pop that down on the lovely cream carpets. No problemo. Come back in a few days. Mr. Ordinary Things has alerted me. There is a large ink stain.
It was big.
Yeah. I tried to clean it. Made it worse. And the rest is history. I got a man round who was very, very good.
He worked magic.
He cleaned it to the point where it was completely gone, but he warned me. He said, if the ink has spilled through to the underlay of the carpet, it may come back. And I tell you what, it's come back with a vengeance because it is looking pretty bad again.
It's quite, when I first saw it, it was shaped like, when people talk about like seeing Jesus's face in toast and stuff. It was like that. It was like, oh, this is speaking to me. And the fact that the carpet man came, seemingly erased it from the carpet, and then it returned. It was like, my God, it resurrected, much like the Christ that it resembles.
Oh, and this is like the time when Christ would have been knocking around as well. Christmas, his birthday.
That's true. It's a Christmas miracle of sorts.
Kind of. Yeah. So anyway, the stain. It was clean. It's clean. I have a picture of the area completely spotless, which proves to me that it's possible. However, it has come back. Nowhere near as bad as it was. It was fucking bad. But like the guy said, he'll come back, give it another go round, and there's hope once again because I was sad.
The fact that it did come back was grimly predictable. It was forewarned by the soothsayer, carpet cleaner man himself.
Well, as we kind of discussed previously, the carpet man was an absolute legend, a complete hero, a sage type figure,
an exceptional human being.
Lovely.
I would just like a really nice guy, and he just like performed what I could only describe as magic because I thought the carpet was fucked.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was beyond redemption. The fact that he seemed to at least temporarily fix it in half an hour flat was nothing short of magic to me.
Yeah, he literally appeared days after Christmas, worked literal magic, and solved my biggest problem at the time. And and he warned us. He said, look, if my predictions are correct, which they were, it might come back, and if that happens, give me a call. And you know what, we're going to do that.
That only added to his legend. I mean,
he knew.
Obviously it would have been ideal if it had gone away forever, but the fact that he knew and literally saw the future by my standards is like really impressive.
Amazing.
I'm looking forward to seeing him again.
I'm going to make more stains. Just to get him round.
Yeah. What could you do with this one? This one's got a load of blood. Don't worry about
it. Do you do blood?
Where's your flatmate? He's around.
He had to go away for reasons.
Do you want to move in?
Do you take away big, heavy suitcases that you can't look inside?
Very good.
Right, we're reaching that intermission stage where I have to go and press record on the camera again in mere seconds.
The halfway point, also known as the toilet break, or just the midpoint of the podcast to you guys. Don't worry, but you can have a break as well. It's like an intermission.
Go have a toilet break. Go enjoy yourself. Go make a cup of tea.
Yeah.
What else should they do?
Unless you're in the car, in which case you keep driving. That's probably not wise. You could be listening to this in the car.
But if you're driving, do that thing where you just like shut your eyes for a few seconds to just like add the thrill.
Oh, we're back. Oh,
We are back. I hope you didn't crash.
Yeah.
Hope you didn't crash yourselves to death. That would be sad.
Oh. Do you ever get that thing where you just want to like turn the car's wheel into oncoming traffic, man?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I've got plenty to talk about.
Just like, I don't think I'm going to get any more driving lessons from you.
Oh no.
Man. Things we could talk about on the podcast. I'm very excited. You're going to be dropping a new video very soon.
Yeah.
Very,
New
very
video.
excited.
It was going to be today. It's going to be tomorrow, probably. Maybe next day. We'll see.
Let's
It's
see.
taking it. I want it to be special. I think it's pretty good. We'll see.
I'm
We'll see.
excited. I know
Yeah.
a bit about it. I don't want to release any details. Let's have it be a surprise.
Yeah. We don't need to talk too much about it. Just 2 words: manic energy.
Manic energy.
I went into this episode with a weird vibe. I think what I've come out with is hopefully fine, but I hope people don't take it too seriously and think I'm nuts. So that's happening.
I don't think they'll take it seriously, but I think they'll think you're nuts.
Yeah,
I think that's the goal.
Okay, fine. Well, that's in that case. I mean, maybe it's accurate. I can't. Who's to say?
I'm so excited. I recently released a video yesterday. It's not gone down very well. Don't know if you've seen this.
To be honest, no, has it not?
It got big dislikes.
Oh no.
Yeah,
What-
trashed Playboy Carti's shite album because it's shite. Trashed Mario Judah for being obnoxious because he is.
Yeah.
And they're not liking it. They're really not liking it.
Oh,
I
no.
stand by everything I said, and also the whole point was to be funny and roast all of these people that everyone's talking about. Oh yeah, also I did sort of say I wanted to clap Iggy Azalea's buns. Don't know if that went down well either.
Sometimes you just gotta throw out a hot take.
You know what? It was like I really wanted to do a hot take, but you know what? I think I just misjudged the people's hunger for this particular hot take. I don't know.
I mean, I actually haven't watched the.
It's only been up for like.
I will be
less than a
watching
day,
it, of
so-
course, as I always do.
thanks,
But oh wow, that's interesting. It's kind of it can be a point of pride though. Like, like Fantano's videos where he gives like really bad reviews of Kanye's, and like honestly, they're some of my favorite videos of his when he actually like dares to go against the grain. I think that's always really interesting. So like wear it with pride, I say.
Well, that's the thing. It's just like it's because I know what we're observing is an interesting phenomenon. Because you actually listened to quite a lot of this Playboy Carti album
I did.
with
It
me.
was really bad, really
Garbage.
just
Awful.
a terrible
Awful.
album.
So it's bad, but there seems to be a bit of a phenomenon going.
Whole
by
lot of skips.
Hey, yeah, exactly. That's what I say. But it seems like the tide has turned, and over a few days, people have kind of rallied around him, which is it's all well and good, but had to go for him. And it's just an interesting phenomenon, the idea that things can be released, be really badly received, and then come back around. So I'm hoping, in a grand act of cosmic irony, my currently trashed Playboy Carti album review will suffer the same fate as his terrible album, and eventually have some nice people rally around it. But if not, fuck it, we'll shit album, Playboy Carti.
Stand
Sucker.
by. You got to stand by.
Got to.
Yeah.
Got to. Some sucker shit. But that's interesting. That's a thing that's happening. It had you know what, that particular thing is it's quite fun because the way in which I roast him, I got some good burns in on this fucking guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just like you got to overlook, if you like him, you got to overlook that and see how great these burns are, because I burned him. I burned you, boy. A whole lot of burns.
You got to go in with the burns. I think there's nothing more amusing than a than a well-written barb.
Exactly.
It's my favorite thing. I look for it in all sorts of media.
You just got to roast some fools. You got to clown some fools when the
Gotta roast
opportunity
them.
arises. So we're going into 2021. We've both discussed New Year's resolutions.
Ooh, yeah.
We've both is that something that you think the podcast listeners are interested in?
Yeah. I've forgotten what my own New Year's resolution was.
Well, let's go into some more like agony aunt style.
Oh.
Let's do that classic thing where it's just like, my life's a complete mess, doesn't matter. Let's give other people some New Year's resolutions, fresh out the box. They can just take them. They can have them.
Oh, right. So we can just suggest
Yes.
New Year's resolutions,
Yes.
like template New Year. If you guys haven't got any New Year's resolutions yet, I'm just going to give you some templates to work with. Get in shape. That's
Get
the
in
classic.
shape.
That's a good one. Like, if anyone asks you, say that, and they'll go, no matter who you are, they'll go like, oh, yeah, that's really admirable. And then they probably will ask no follow-up questions because it's a boring answer. So if you want to avoid a question about your New Year's resolutions, I suggest get in shape.
Well, the get in shape one's good because it doesn't specify which shape. Because like, I'm going to get in shape. Round. Hey,
Hey, there we
life of
go.
the party. New Year's resolution. Tell more bad jokes. No.
Learn something new. That's a good
Nice.
one. Learn
Nice.
something new. That's always a good New Year's resolution, I think.
I'm going to learn my son's name. Says Playboy Carti.
I'm gonna.
Still got him. Oh, fucking 10,000 dislikes incoming on this one.
Go on, you got some other templates.
Yeah, some other template resolutions. You know what? I feel like this actually isn't going to be very funny, but just being closer to my family.
Is that?
Quality time.
It's a very good one.
Yeah, quality time.
That's special.
Being closer to my family and the site that I buried them all. No, I didn't bury all my family. Yeah, man, stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like those are the interesting things. I'm going to work less hard this year.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll work less
I
hard.
might work less hard too.
Yeah, I'm slacking. I'm going to slack. It's like I want to work less hard. I mean, this is one of the lamest catchphrases ever, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to work smarter, not harder.
Ooh, nice. I think that's really good. I am going to I'm going to publish a comic book this year.
Sick.
That is my New Year's resolution.
Nice.
It's going to be a comic book by me.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, actually, probably.
Suckers.
Yeah, so I'm going to write a comic book. I'm going to sell it and publish it myself.
I'm gassed for that.
All on my lonesome.
Can you provide more details, or is that currently under wraps / development?
It's got a name. It's got a pretty close to being finished script, but I think that's all I'm going to say for now. That's it. Yeah, I'm excited though, and I think it will be really cool.
What can people expect from you as far as just like tone?
Tone from comic books. Think dark humor, maybe with some. I like to think a little bit of satire.
Nice.
Yeah, a bit of travel log as well. There's going to be some interesting locations, real ones, Californian ones maybe. I've already said too much, but I think it'll be fun. Really looking forward to. I've been writing it for a few months now, planning it out, and I think it's approaching. It's like a little turkey in the oven. It's just starting to brown on the outside. I'm like, oh, it's nearly done.
Nice.
Awesome.
So
That's really exciting. Yeah.
It sounds really cool. I think I think it's really cool to create little worlds. It's not something that I'm really into yet, or not that I have an idea for, but just like I admire that. I think that's really cool. Creating worlds, creating like different places for people to escape to.
Yeah.
Because what we do on YouTube, in some ways, it's escapism to sit down and watch a movie, watch a video, but they're very much sort of like, for both of us, they're rooted in like things that have happened or are happening in the real world. So I think there's something really cool about creating a comic, but creating something. It's just like a complete creation.
I think that's the itch I'm trying to scratch. I love making YouTube videos. It's my favourite thing in the world. Thank you all for letting me do that. But it's all very fact-based, and I think I've got got some stories. I've got some made-up stuff that I think I want to like give that a go.
Mate, I think it'll be very exciting. Very exciting stuff.
But we'll see. It might be rubbish.
Why don't you just
try though?
Why don't you just do what all the other lame YouTubers do for a publishing cash grab and just do a 2021 annual?
An annual.
The 2021 Ordinary Things annual. You can have like.
Here's a bit of string I found in my pocket.
Or colouring in ordinary things. You make sure his skin tone's the right kind of gammon. Spot the difference between these two pictures of ordinary things. Hint, one of them he's missing a finger.
And this one he's really gaunt.
Like,
this one he's real sad. And I'm just like,
guess what terminal disease he's got in this picture? Clues in the gauntness.
Just a really dark annual. Like,
this isn't a bad idea.
It's getting quite good. It's just my official look at 2020, and it's all just like about just what I've been doing. It's really like self-centered, as I imagine other YouTubers' annuals are. Who else has an annual? What YouTubers have annuals?
People like KSI, Markiplier's probably got an annual. Well, this is interesting. I forgot to mention this.
Does Moist Critical have one? That's what I want to know.
I'd love to know. I don't know.
Probably
I
not.
hope so.
probably
I
not.
love him. I was literally just upstairs cowering in my bed a minute ago watching him open packs of Pokemon cards for some reason.
Hey guys, so I'm releasing my new annual today. If you assholes don't buy it, then that's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm Moist Critical, and here I am, talking with my monotone voice.
You could buy my annual, or you could be a fucking asshole and not buy it.
That's the key. That's the key to the Moist Critical
Fucking
voice.
asshole.
You just gotta say, oh, you assholes don't really understand. This Russian guy gets hit in the face really hard, and it's really cool, man.
I watched that one.
Yeah, that was really good. That's one of my favourites.
So good.
I love him.
Is it just me, or does everybody think when they watch those Russian slapping contests just a little bit like, I could take it? I could take it.
No, I would fold like a deck chair.
Just
It would
a
be
little bit of
grim.
me. I once arm wrestled with the world champion of arm wrestling in Georgia.
Really?
And he looked like the guy from.
You've
the Big
never
Fat
told
Guy.
me about this.
Have I not told?
Tell me
I
about
think
this.
I've maybe told you about this. It wasn't like in a tournament. It was like
It was in a men's bathroom. But I say arm wrestling. No, tell me more.
Me and my buddy Andre went on a holiday to Georgia. At the time, very into our fitness. I mean, he's.
I should point out this is Georgia the country, not
Yes.
Georgia the state.
Georgia the state. No, Georgia the country, which is. I didn't like it, but anyway, that's another story for another day. We went to like a really high-end gym in the area, and things that tend to be a fair bit cheaper there, so we could kind of ball out on a bit of a budget. Went to like quite a high-end gym. My friend Andre, he's Russian, so he could at least get some conversation with the locals. Got to chatting to this guy who was he had like a shirt that more or less said like world champion arm wrestler, and he was in there on one of these cable machines, literally like it's like the machine that you put weights on, and it just is a cable and a handle with a table, just doing the arm wrestling move but on a weight machine. It was uncanny.
Wow, that's amazing.
And he would take on anyone that wanted it, anyone in the gym that wanted to arm wrestle with him, he would take him on.
That's great.
Yeah, so Andre took him on, obviously lost, and then
Yeah.
he was like, oh, you have a go, and I was like, oh, go on then. And it was like, he obviously had a shtick. He humoured me for a bit, pretended he was losing. I got a bit full of myself, just like, I might actually win this. I might actually be the world champion if I take him down. And then bag slammed, and gone.
I like that. It's like one of those really good chess players who go just like hang out in the park and like play all the people. There's that stereotype. I've always
Chess
liked
hustler.
that. The savant of chess. Those people who are just really good and they do. Much like speedrunners. Similar.
Yeah.
We've discussed that before.
Do you think speedrunners that you get speedrunners that just hanging around near like arcades, just like, oh yeah, just waiting for someone to be like, hey man, do you want to have a go at this? Do you want to have a go at GoldenEye Damn on 00 Agent for some reason? Sure.
But you can't get it. You can't finish it in under 60 seconds.
I bet you can't. Oh my god, you actually can. Oh my god, it's you.
Just be like, do you watch that? There's this old movie with where it's called The Color of Money or something, and he's it's like a pool hustler. He hangs around pool holes and just like hustles people for cash or something like that. But I wonder if there was like, you could make a really nerdy movie about that with like about arcades in the 80s.
Nice, yeah, that'd be cool. Oh my god, this is actually quite good. We've got some hot IP here.
A good IP there. If anyone wants to make a coming of age movie set in a 1980s arcade, talk to me.
Can we put Cole Jobst, that speedrunning YouTuber, as the villain?
Cole
Put him as the
Jobst.
villain.
That's good.
I love him. He's great.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
He's really good.
He's popping.
He's always coming out with the fresh vids.
Fresh takes. Sometimes you just see a channel so good and so amusing that you just think like, oh, I'm just going to drop everything and be a speedrunning content producer now because this is just so entertaining.
It is. It's so. It's a real obsession of mine, even though I have zero inclination to ever do it myself. I just like to watch. I mean, it's an observer sport for me.
You know what, though? I feel like there's an opportunity. If you pick a game niche / shit enough, I reckon I could become the world champion of speedrunning 50 Cent Bulletproof. I don't want to.
No, that would be a real... that would be a complete waste of time.
Waste of your time.
Bad game.
That is a shit game. It is a bad game. It is a game that is not good.
What's your, like... Just that era of video games where it seemed like 50 games a week came out for the Xbox 360. It was crazy. Everyone was making one. And it seems now... Is there less, or am I just less plugged into releases and stuff?
You know what? It feels like there's less, because there's definitely less AAA games on the shelf in the gaming stores.
Yeah.
But there is definitely more of the like indie stuff downloadable online, like in the PlayStation Store.
That's true. That's a good point, and which I don't really go near as often, which is a shame. Although I'm sort of forced to now that I'm playing bits of VR, because that's really all, I mean, there's the odd big one, but that's all there is, which I'm loving. I love VR. I'm so fascinated by it.
It's sick, man. It's sick. Pavlov is popping.
All right. Did we talk about Pavlov in the last pod?
We might have briefly. I don't want to just say the same thing over and over again. It's just like, oh, it's just like shooting a real gun, but that is how it feels.
It is really good.
It's sick.
It's man, it's so impressive. But, okay, something we didn't talk about last time is that I've gotten a little deeper into it now, and VR is a bit of a. What I would say about VR is there's a lot of rabbit holes. There'll be like the certain things will just have like the basic experience, but then there's these people in the sort of community who are always taking stuff further, seeing what stupid stuff they can do with the tech. And one thing they're doing with Pavlov is that people are just making maps that are completely like riding on other people's IP, recreating classic video game maps, allowing you to shoot up a McDonald's, a recreation of a McDonald's. That's crazy. People just seem to be getting away with, well, not murder, but they're getting away with a lot in VR because I don't think anyone's really watching. And that's fascinating.
Levels that I want to be able to access to shoot people up include O-Block Chicago simulator, so that I can go into Pavlov VR and be on O-Block shooting at the ops.
That's nice. Yeah.
You're from 63rd, pa, 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 fuck you. That American High School.
Columbine recreation.
Whoa. I didn't say any particular brand name high school. It's just any American high school.
I'm sure someone's thought of it, and you know what? I think that might be so egregious that someone would police that and step in and be like, no, that's naughty. You can't do that.
But
hope.
But what if you play as the goodies and you have to stop the kid that's doing the bads?
Well, then that's fine. Murder as much Nazis in your video game as you like, kid. Just make sure you scalp one for me.
Make sure you scalp one for me. Yeah, I mean, the user-generated content thing is interesting because it's like they've got like levels from GoldenEye 007, very welcomed. But I wonder, is somebody painstakingly recreating a classic GoldenEye level, or are they somehow just getting the code out of GoldenEye and putting it in?
I'm sure there must be a level of cut and pasting. I don't know, though. I've got apps I could tell you because I know nothing about video game design. Anyone who has played a bit of VR and knows anything what we're talking about, let me know because I'd be curious. But it's...
There must be nerds in the comments now already of just like, that's absurd! They wouldn't just take files from GoldenEye, you're going to need a strict SRT XYZ protocol to make that. Fuck you.
I would... I welcome their knowledge. It is beyond mine and I need it, and enthusiastically given.
Thing is, right, when you've got a nerd on your tail telling you how things are, that's different. Sometimes it's just you've got to bring that Chad energy and just go, I don't care with your facts. You are a loser. I don't know.
When you're in
I thought I had an angle there.
When you're in a group project situation and you're with someone who thinks they know best, that's always a cross to bear. I've not done many group projects for a long time, luckily, not really since university.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because I feel like the person you're describing is me.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, I was in control of the projects because no one was pulling their weight. Everyone's lazy fucks. It's just like, we're going to be passionate and get this project done. It's going to be good. And then it's just me doing it all.
I'm talking about the other guy. No, I'm assuming you're the one doing it all. But the other guy is the one who's got loads of opinions, but just has like, he's just like, this should be this way and this way should be this way. It's like, dude, you're not the boss of the group project. You have to just do what you're supposed to be doing. It's the opinion man, the man who wants to get the ideas on what everyone else is doing. Just contribute just enough for it to be collaborative. Watch out for those people.
Those people are real pieces of shit. Oh, no, I think it should be all like this. Okay, well, are you willing to implement any of those things? No, you guys are going to do it. I've got the only ideas, man.
I really think this is integral to the project. Oh, do you know how to do this? No, but I know you do, so maybe you should waste your time doing that. I was like, I see how you've gotten me twisted on this one.
Oh, I see. You just want to make it look like you already did some work on this before any of it gets started.
Planning isn't work.
That's not work. Go away. You are scum.
You can tell I'm a real team player.
Group work. Fuck that, man. Fuck that. Because really in life, No, I just realised with the statement I was about to make complete no sense.
Were you going to come out as anti-teamwork?
Yeah. No, I was going to say in life... I was going to say in real life, you don't get paired up with a bunch of fucking idiots who don't even want to do the job. But then I was just like, well, actually, you do.
Quite frequently, potentially.
Yeah. I guess I just have so little tolerance for that if I'm placed in a situation like that, I will just...
I'll go ham.
I'll just sabotage the entire situation so I don't have to be involved. Frankly. Fuck this project. That's a university for you, though. It's just like forcing a bunch of people together who have no business working together, no business doing shit together. They just...
That's the beauty of university, though, is that when you are just like thrown into a boiling pot of experiences that are completely different from yours, and it's one of the only times in your life where you just get to have like. You get exposed to a lot of people and a lot of people doing life wrong. And now you learn a lot from that, I think. And also, it's highly amusing.
Very true. Yeah, that's true, actually. It's just like, I don't know, just like, I feel like before I went to university, it was just like, I just like, everyone I know is just such a fucking waster, such a loser. And then, I don't really mean, not everyone, but like a lot of people. And then you go to university and you're just like, oh, wow, these people are all so cool and smart, and they're just like so different. And then by the end of university, you're like, oh no, they're just a different genre of fucking loser.
I just couldn't speak that language as well. As soon as I learned how to speak like them, I realised they were also losers.
Exactly. They seem really cool and different. Oh no, wait, they're just the same, but they like house music.
Outrageous.
I'm not speaking about anyone in particular. Everyone fucking loved house music. As a man that
I did, still do.
Yeah,
frankly,
big fuck you.
But I love it. But yeah.
I'm a freak though. All I can listen to is hip hop. It's an illness. I should go and speak to the doctor. I'd be like, all I can listen to is hip hop. Can you help?
You know, I think you were also cottoning on to just a London problem. It's just like electronic music is the way to go in London. Oh, maybe that's not even true anymore. Maybe fashion has changed and I am behind the times. But it was when I when I liked to listen to nothing but music and get really drunk all the time. Then house music was there for me.
I think, it's just something about that electronic music. Just like the brain dead march. Yeah, just like, I don't even need to think about it. It's so easy to just pretend I can just fit in straight away without having anything to say.
Well, that's the beauty of it. Because it can become it's background music for your night. It's background music for you to behave in whichever way you choose to be, whether that's to be a drunken mess or an expert dancer on the. You know, it's background music in its purest sense, in a way.
This is why going to a venue to listen to house music never made sense to me, because it's background music. It's like going, let's go down to that nightclub and listen to that elevator music, man. It's elevator night down at the fucking Jam Club. You want it to be all-encompassing, though. You want it to become the entire background, so no one else can say a fucking thing. That's really what nightclubs are all about, when you think about it. What? It's for people who have nothing interesting to say. Yeah, exactly.
And it allows them to interact with it. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm actually really boring. But that's fine. So let's just move our bodies for the next 5 hours, and, we won't have to confront my naked void of a personality.
I have literally nothing interesting to say, so this is the best I can offer right now.
That one.
Yeah,
that was me. I'm just doing an impression of myself.
Yeah.
At one point in my life. But I did
grow.
I wasn't very interesting then, not very interesting now. But I didn't. Now I don't feel like I need to make any excuses for it.
Exactly.
I'm ordinary. I'm me.
You are the ordinary guy. The ordinary MF. I think it's good to be ordinary. You should wear it with pride, I feel like I'm ordinary and boring and all lame and whack in so many ways that are like special, and you just wear them,
You're whack?
Yeah.
I say whack all the time. I don't know where I got it from.
I say it a fair
you
bit.
Do. That's maybe I got it from
you. We've both probably picked it up from somewhere.
I'd like to think for some reason at one point picked up rad, and I think that's a very unusual thing for an English person to say, but I had an ex-girlfriend when I was 17 who used to say it, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and for some reason it just completely stuck in my vocabulary. Odd one, that.
Try and say it just completely earnest for a second, just like, oh man, that's really rad.
I do. I say it because it's just part of my weird vocabulary, and occasionally you meet someone who's not really used to it, and you can see them wrinkling their face, just like, that was weird. What's this British man doing with these words? You got a license for those Americanisms?
For those big words. Have you paid the import duty on those American words? Have you converted those words to pounds?
French words are now illegal.
Good. Brexit. Get rid of all the French words.
LaCroix. French words are done.
LaCroix is now known as the Croix.
The Crocs.
The Croc.
I'm just enjoying a sweet glass of the Croc.
I like it.
LaCroix. LaCroix. Oh, man.
It's all gone. The LaCroix is gone. That is sad. That's a sad moment.
You've got real talent for this, like, crunch in the crunch. You can also do the flattening one, can't you?
Oh, the flattening. I like doing the flattening, yeah.
Can you do that?
Flattening it into a small disc. I mean, I would normally just stamp on it, but
I like my cans like I like my meat, in disc form.
Would you like your beef served to you in disc, loaf, or ball? This is an ongoing character we just have personally.
That's right. I don't know. I think we're quite preoccupied with the future in robots. I'm particularly fascinated with robots, and I have one that I like to frequently imagine that is a sort of robot in some sort of dystopian future that's sort of like a talking vending machine, and it gives you your food ration for the day.
Yes.
That's I just think about that a lot. Don't know why.
The year is
37.
37, yeah.
All food is now recycled and is distributed by Meat Co., which is the owner and proprietor of the Meatbot.
Every single household is mandated to have a Meatbot TM installed into their home, and that Meatbot is delivered through a network of pipes, much like the water supply, a never-ending supply of beef mince, which it then dispenses in various shapes and forms, which you, the consumer... This is the only thing you're allowed to select at this point in the economy. You're not allowed any... You can't have different flavours of LaCroix. That's gone.
So in this dystopian world, like, you get, like, a meat quota that's delivered via the pipe into the Meatbot. And just to have, like, a sense of, like, consumer choice, the robot will be like, would you like your meat in disc, star, or ball? It's like the recording's all off. It's completely fucked.
It's because it's like every word has been recorded on a different day.
Yeah, that's every day. Would you like... meat. This is the voice actor changes.
This is like he's depressed that day. Would you like some meat? Would you like some meat?
Dystopian hell world.
So he can dispense basically. So there's a pipe that delivers unlimited beef mince to the machine, and it then has a like spacing grid inside it that can deliver that meat to you in, say, a disc
or a star
or a star shape.
Like,
That's like an expansion pack to get the star shape.
Yeah, you got to be rich to just even have the programming. It's like your Tesla. You got to like put your Meatbot upgrade.
The Meatbot Model S.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, do you not have star meat yet?
Oh,
yeah, we got them.
Oh, you don't eat beef stars for dinner? Oh dear, you're not doing very well for yourself, are you? Oh my. Still eating meat in disc form, like some sort of peasant. Disc gobblers, I call them. Oh, don't say that. Slur.
That's demonisation of the working class. I think you'll find the poor people who can't afford meat in star form.
Oh, I don't ride the train anymore. It's full of disc gobblers. Oh, stop it. You should talk about them like that. What? A bunch of disc gobblers.
Do you think you'd do better in a dystopia or a post-apocalyptic scenario?
Dystope.
Yeah.
I think I could navigate a dystopia. You know, I could find my way back into some sort of pocket of society. Whereas in complete apocalypse, I think I'm done for.
Yeah,
I think
my survival skills are not the best. Frankly, I'm not suited for a world of like hunting and gathering, unless that's assets for content.
Well, I'd see myself as a hunter of gatherer of assets for content.
Yeah.
Pictures of silly things.
Where I think the dystopia, like, if you're smart, you realise, well, the world's gone to shit, therefore I must become the like suit-wearing villain.
Nice.
And try it. And, there must be some sort of corruption scam of some kind that I can get involved in. If I found myself in a dystopia, that's where I would aim. I'd take the corpo route.
I like that. Yeah, I would probably shave off all my hair and give myself some sort of really horrible scar on my head.
I like it. That's
villain
good.
backstory.
Yeah, I
like
that.
sort of like industry plant a villain. You know, it would just sort of be like, well, look, I actually wasn't raised in the darkness. Had quite a nice upbringing, but I need to like fit in with this, evil villain.
Okay. So you go underworld. You think you'd go for like the world has gone to chaos. I might as well start some sort of criminal enterprise where I am superior and like you can. Yeah, I see that. So, yeah, I can. I think I'd go the corporate route. I think that would be more for me there. Got the
like company man, like whatever dystopian organisation's in charge, you work your way up the ranks.
Yeah. I would. My dream job would be like robot manufacturing, but I would settle for like gas distribution or something, sort of poison gas distribution.
You basically distribute gas at the moment.
That's true. I distribute it on the internet
gas
from my anus. That's true. But I like being an internet fart maker.
You got to make farts on the internet. That's just the best thing to do.
There must be people out there whose content does revolve completely around fart. I imagine on the weird side of the internet, which I've never been involved in, but it seems like people are involved in every kind of perversity under the sun. So there is someone out there who's just like, I've got to get another fart out.
Oh my God.
My fart audience is really waiting for me to come round.
Since there's not much long left on the podcast, and this is actually a really gross, embarrassing story, I'm going to tell it really fast.
Go for it.
Not so long ago. Oh my God.
You've committed now. Go.
All right, a while ago, I matched with some girl on Tinder, right? And we've spoken before about there being sort of there's like a newfound interest in women getting into sex work, OnlyFans, all well and good. More power to them. Anyway, I matched with this girl. I was like, okay, she's interesting. says she does OnlyFans. I'll have a look, just get my head around it. I'm not judgmental. If they're a nice person, cool. Looked on it. Specialized in a combination of hairy porn, art content, and even some poop-related content.
No, leave that to the pros.
I know, yeah.
That's no good.
So we're going out on Thursday. Instant unmatched
when
that.
you will be able to hear about it, your date with this woman on the next podcast. That's fascinating that I brought fart.
I know.
Well, out of nowhere, and you had personal experience.
I'd forgotten. I'd erased that from my memory, frankly.
Rightly so. I mean, it's not necessarily going to be useful information going forward, is it?
I don't know what I was expecting. I was just like, I'll click through. I'll just see what she does. I'm mostly out of pure curiosity to just like see what's going on, what people have going on in their lives. And my God, I couldn't believe what I was greeted with. Oh shit, the podcast's over.
We're nearly at the 10. Well, we got 10 seconds to go, so I'm going to try and say something really interesting before we do. Marshmallow Goblin Vampire.